tuning in to the Illuminations Podcast. We love having you here. It is our mission to be a beacon of light on your journey towards conscious and mindful living. In our weekly episode, we bring you inspiring change makers in the field of spirituality, healing, personal growth, and wellness who share their insight and expertise so you can navigate your way to a happier, healthier, and more purposeful life. Hello and welcome back to the Illuminations World Podcast. I am your host, Sonia, and today we're diving into a topic that affects us all, our relationship with money. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, financial abundance just seems out of reach? Or perhaps that you've noticed that money feels more like a stress than joy? Today we have our expert money coach, Roopali Bajaj, who is here to unravel the complexities of money and abundance. As Illuminations expert money coach, Roopali has been spending a lot of time transforming how people think about money and wealth. Her approach isn't just about attracting money, it's about creating a more joyful and empowering relationship with money. In her workshops, she teaches that money isn't here to validate our worth. It is a tool for freedom, joy, and purpose. She'll share insights on why unknowingly we may rush to push away money or break free from limiting beliefs, and the daily practices that we can implement to align ourselves with more abundance. So whether you're looking to become a money attractor or you're looking to overcome your mindsets, if you want to understand your unique blocks towards money, or simply create a happier, healthier relationship with money, Roopali Bajaj is here for an action-packed episode filled with wisdom. So let's take a warm welcome and welcome Roopali to the show.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you so much for inviting me here. I'm really excited. I really wonder what I'm going to be speaking about because it's always about living in the moment and creating from the now.
Exactly. So I think it's all about flow. So to just dive deep in, Roopali, many people see money as a source of stress or fear. Why do you think our relationship with money is often so complicated, and why is it so much associated with our self-worth?
Why in itself is a loop which creates complexities in our head. The answer is always in a question, actually, which is very paradoxical. When we ask a question about how to change anything, it's possible for us to change stress. How many of us judge stress for that matter? What if we had no judgment about stress? What if we had experienced our parents living a very stressful life around money and we just mimicked it? So it's always about living in question, choice, and possibility of what we can create beyond stress.
All right. So why do people often associate money and stress? Is it because of their childhood belief systems? Is it because of their past experiences? And is that preventing us from attracting more money? And how is that possible?
99.9% of our thoughts, feelings, and emotions are learned behavioral patterns. Most of our learned behavioral patterns come from childhood. We are trying to recreate a different life, yet none of us are willing to acknowledge that the pain, the suffering, the patterns around money which our parents had, they were just learned behavioral patterns. We have never questioned, why are they living in suffering? Is suffering really true around money? My point of view is money or no money. The state of my being, how alive I am in the now, is what's going to create my money flows.
So if we had blocks around money, what are some ways that we can release it today?
The whole concept about blocks around money and money mindset itself is false. What do you mean by money mindset? Why do you have a mindset? The set should not be there. Why do you even have a mind? A mind should be flowing. Your energy should be flowing. You should be living in question. One mistake you make, and here we are beating ourselves because our parents had the reward and punishment program impelled upon us. Is it really true? It's all about asking a question. Are these learned programs true? Or are we little puppets who have learned from childhood that, we are going to be rewarded if you do well in school and college and then you make a lot of money? Is that really true? Why should I be rewarded based on how I perform? I think I should be rewarded because I'm alive. I enjoy my life. I'm happy. And I'm happy without a cause. Nobody knows how to be happy without a cause. So we wait for the cause first. And once the cause manifests itself, then again, we dip in our energy and we're looking for another way to find some more enthusiasm. My point of view is I'm always enthusiastic. I'm always alive. I'm always living in possibilities. Can you?
But is that like false optimism? Do you think that people, like, for example, if I have a real money issue in my life today, for example, I have issues with cash flow in my business, or no matter how hard I try, I'm not attracting the right opportunities or projects that would bring me more money. What is one thing I can do, for example, as an entrepreneur? What kind of questions would I be asking, and what kind of actions do I take in order to open up my wealth flow?
The first question that you need to ask is, where are you directing your energy? Money is all about your energy flows. It's not about the physicality of what you're doing in the physical reality. Are you living in your past, or are you creating for the future? If you start living in question and direct your entire energy, whether it's positive, whether it's negative, doesn't matter, but you direct it towards a goal, looking into the future, 100% your reality is going to change. So it's moving and shifting your mindset from what happened in the past and the drama of the past, and moving into something which is beyond drama. Frankly speaking, the first biggest inhibitor of money is we have a lot of judgment about drama, which we have seen since the day we were born.
So let's say, for example, I have a pressing issue at work, and that issue is related with money. And I wake up in the morning, and I often obviously have a practice where I start to get clarity and I write down what it is that I do want to experience in my life and focus my energies towards there. I write it down. But what are some of the questions that we can ask ourselves, like very simple everyday questions to help us open up the possibility of asking the universe to bring us more money?
The first question that I would ask, and I do ask in the morning, is, who am I today and what grand and glorious adventure can I have? Which simply means that I'm not defined. The moment I have a definition of who I am, that in itself is a limitation. So when I'm undefined today, I do not know what I'm going to be creating tomorrow, because I don't have a point of view that there are any mistakes. And so another question that you can ask is, whenever a point of view comes, you can say, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. It's basically all about neutralizing the charge. Optimism in itself, if it is not completely directed, can be a way in which you're bypassing. It's a spiritual bypass.
Right.
So you have to be totally focused on where your energy is, and it doesn't matter. If you're jealous, it's a good thing. Jealousy means you want to create something which you have not created as yet. I'll be very honest. The other day I was looking at Sadhguru and I said, I'm feeling jealous of him. And then immediately I got the awareness, why not? If I would like to be like him, and if I would like to duplicate somebody else's energy, it can be duplicated. But that is when you come out of the victim consciousness.
Right. And so you rather than comparing it and looking at it as from a negative perspective, what you're doing is looking at that person who's achieved what you wish to achieve as a source of inspiration.
Absolutely.
Of what else is possible.
Absolutely.
And what other type of questions would you ask out of curiosity? Because this is something that I would like to practice.
If there is any aspect of your life that you cannot change, just ask, what is this? What can I do about it? Can I change it? How can I change it? Another important question that people do not ask is, what am I aware of? Because it's your awareness that is going to change your money flows. Most of us are just doing action, but there is no perception. So through perception, through awareness, through understanding how human psyche is working, we can completely change everything. So another beautiful question that you can ask is, what are the lies that I'm aware of? Right. What are the lies that we are all hiding as humanity? And these are very profound questions, because most of us know about the lies since our body is very perceptive and it knows, but we don't want to acknowledge it.
Right. And so for us to gain more perceptions or more awareness about our relationship with money, do you recommend going to a sort of practitioner or a therapist, or is there, or do you feel that you can obviously achieve it on your own? And why is it important to probably seek help?
We are always looking outwards for somebody to honor us. We are always looking outward for somebody to have gratitude for us. How much can we have gratitude for us, just the way we are? How much can we honor the life, the struggles included, and everything that we have gone through? Tell me something, Sonia. Every place in your life where you did not create the best that you thought you would create, did you not learn something new from it if you did not go into a victim consciousness?
Right, but I have a question here. Like, why do we have to learn through pain and challenges? Why can't we ask the universe that I would like to learn? Or how can I learn with more ease, joy, and glory? Is that a possibility?
That's not a possibility. That's not a possibility because in this reality, the first thing we need to understand is we judge suffering. If we don't judge suffering, then it's a possibility. But however, we are bound, entangled with our parents, their suffering. And as we grow up, we believe that suffering should not happen. If we looked at everybody with allowance and possibility, we just by our presence can change the energy. And that's what I do of everyone and everything around, because every molecule in this universe wants to have a conversation with us. Right. And actually, to gain money, it's not about doing work. We can ask, hello, this share, could you contribute to me to make more money? You can talk to the non-living things as well. You can talk to the living human beings as well. So everything in life, whether it's negative or positive, is contributing. The whole concept of suffering in itself is false.
Right. So just in layman terms, just to recap, so you're trying to say that everything around us is energy. So for example, if I'm in like my business or my company, I could basically view my company as an energy or an entity, and 100%. Then I could have a conversation with them and be like, beautiful. How it is that we can create more joy, create more impact, create more abundance, create more profit, and create more money. Yes. And probably this is a conversation that we could have.
Absolutely. You have to ask your business, how can you contribute? Business, who else would you like me to add in this business so that we can expand the business? Business, what kind of an entity would you like to be? You can ask all kinds of questions from your business, from your house, from everything that exists in the physical and non-physical reality. And it is going to give you the answers once you start enhancing your perception and you're not in your mind.
Right. And so back to my questions, like about asking for help. Is it necessary that a person, or would it be more helpful if a person like meets a therapist like you and takes your guidance into going into sort of like a journey with you in order to help them kind of release their money blocks? And how and how exactly do you work? Because I've had a couple of sessions with you and I found them very unique, very transformative, and you kind of break a lot of boundaries of the way conventional people think. Like one of the things that you brought up is, why do you judge what happened to you as negative, bad, or wrong? And of course, I've heard this perspective before, but when you're in the situation, obviously it's not as easy, right? So how is it that you help people, and what more value can they gain out of your approach?
The first and foremost thing that I would like to tell honestly about myself is I am one of those very, very rare and very unique persons who does not judge. So when I am in that energy field, which is enlarged heart energy, and I have no judgment, I, through my bioenergy, start transforming the energy space which you have. So that's what I do, number one. Number two, I have been through almost every human experience any human being can think of.
What do you mean by that? Are you talking about healing modalities? Or
no, I'm talking not just about healing. I'm talking about the pain, the suffering, the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions that human beings go through. And I have worked through every single thought, feeling, and emotion. So I understand a human mind no better than anybody on this planet possibly can. And does that sound vain? Yes, I am vain.
All right. So how have you used your human experience or life experiences to help you help others gain more clarity? Can you give me some actions that you do?
Because I understand every human thought, feeling, and emotion, and because I have released myself from the judgments of whatever I created in the past, I'm able to transform the energy of people who are stuck in their judgments, and they're not able to come out of it because they cannot find a single person who is non-judgmental. Most people are giving advices. Advices don't work. Energy works. So when I am there as a loving, caring, beautiful energy for them, embracing them as they are, not how they should be, they transform.
But you also work with the body. You also work with a lot of energy points, because a lot of the times we store our emotions and like your beliefs in the body. Can you explain us briefly how that actually works?
Yes.
Because I've gained a lot of value from that session. I found it quite impactful.
Yes. Sonia, each and every session that I have is different. Mm-hmm. So what does that mean? It means when a client comes into the room, I'm immediately perceiving their energy. And I know it. Before I had to ask questions to know more about the client. Now, even before they speak, I know how much are they willing to receive. So money is all about their willingness to receive. If they can receive all of me, they can have everything that I am, which is absolutely joyful, exuberant expression of life. So based on that, I first develop a trust with them because I'm so weird and so different. It's like, what is she doing? But slowly they start getting the intensity with which I'm working, and then I make it softer for them, and then they feel safe. And when they feel nourished as if a mother is talking to them, then they open up their heart energy because they love it. And that's how I transform people's lives.
So what does working with like the body have to do with the work that you do? Can you explain a bit more about that?
It's all about the body. It's got nothing to do with the mind. Sorry to say that, but mind is a fictitious entity that we have created, and that is what my work is all about. We have to use the mind and direct it the way we like it, but if we allow the mind to direct us, then we do not get the perception of what our body knows. So our body knows how many people are hating us. Our body knows how many people are jealous of us. Our body knows who has negative energy. So one important question is, with your body, are you gaining energy or are you losing energy? So when we are engaging with people, if we are not totally present with our body, we may drain a lot of our energy by trying to explain ourselves, justify ourselves, especially when we are in offices. And that's where we drain energy. We go home, we're depressed, we drink alcohol, or we do something else and just go to sleep. But if you're totally present with your energies, then your energy is never depleted because you know where they're coming from, and you're so present that you can even contribute to them.
And so by placing your hands on their body or on different parts of their body, how are you able to gain access to information about their belief systems? Can you briefly explain that?
It cannot be explained. It is something which has to be learned. But what I can say is, due to my work, when I touch the body, I'm a body whisperer, the body starts communicating with me. The body says, some of the bodies are so hungry for a loving touch. They just say, I can feel it. They're like, please don't leave my hand. Like, I love your touch. So I just know what their bodies are requiring, and then ask them a question, because I do not want to interfere with their personal space. I ask them, does your body like this? Would you like me to change this? And so based on the whispers that I get from their body, as soon as I touch, I start processing the information and ask deeper and deeper questions. Mm-hmm. And then the energy starts flowing. I create a symphony of possibilities with the energies. And with my hands, I know whether the energy that they wanted to change has changed, or they're just gaslighting me and saying, yeah, Roopali, it's changed, but it hasn't. So I feel it with my hands. It's almost magical.
Amazing. So you have this concept where you often talk about moving from survival mode into creator consciousness. Can you give me a brief about that?
On this plane, on planet Earth, 99% of the people, they believe that they are in survival mode, but they are still in survival mode. Mm-hmm. And survival mode means basically it's all about fear. Fear of this physical body. Can it survive the complexities of the human mind? Survival mode is when, through your perception, through your awareness, you are able to contribute to your body, contribute to others' body, and you feel so vast, so expansive, as if you are reverberating the entire cosmos, and there is no fear-based belief systems left. So when there's a lot of fear, the more fear you have, the more you are closer to your survival. The less and less fear you have, the more open heart energy you have, the greater and bigger aura you have, the more you're into survival.
And how does that help you with your financial reality?
Money is a byproduct of the joyful, exuberant expression of life that you can be, and I call that as profitability. So profitability is a place where your entirety of life experiences is now here creating profit, not just for yourself, but for another person. And that is what I do. Through my life experiences, I have gained the net profit of the experiences, and now I'm here to contribute, and that's how I change my financial reality, and I also change the financial reality of the people who engage with me. I can assure you that there's not a single person who has engaged with me and their realities have not shifted. It's simply not possible.
Right, but then how would you explain as an argument? A lot of people who have so much money are so not joyful. They're quite miserable, actually, and they have so many other issues. So how can we say, or how can we come to the conclusion that wealth is all about joy? Is it about being consciously wealthy is what you're talking about?
Yes. I'm talking about action and perception, because most people are just into action and they're making a lot of money. Today, we are seeing that so many people, however rich they are going to healers. They're opening up because we had locked a lot of stuff. We were hiding a lot of stuff for the past 10, 20 years. But as the consciousness of the planet is evolving, people feel no shame in being vulnerable, in exposing whatever is there deep within them. And as they expose, they feel lighter because the burden of hiding stuff has gone. Once they feel lighter, they can enjoy their money and they can enjoy their body and they can enjoy their life fully.
But then how do you explain why so many people who have so much money are unhappy?
Well, that's a choice that they make. It's now all those people are coming for therapy and some of them are willing to change. Earlier, there was a lot of shame connected to it. There is no more shame about therapy. They have understood that no matter how much money they have, they still require something which is going to create joy. I have personally met so many women in particular who were, MBAs and who were in the top executive jobs. They have left their jobs and they're doing something as simple as jewelry making and they're really enjoying themselves. They're joyful. They're becoming more and more expansive with what they're doing and their business is beginning to expand because they're following their passion. If you follow your passion, if you love what you do, then money has to flow to you. For example, Sonia, I must be one of the most strange people in Illuminations who's saying, I'm underworked. Can I come for more number of hours because I love what I do? Mm-hmm. Well, that's what it is all about. I have a passion for what I do. And I can just go on contributing to as many people as I can. So it's about passion. It's about love. It's about a love affair with life itself.
So I guess it's not really about making more money. It's about becoming more wealthy. And wealthy is an association of having money also with with abundance, with awareness.
Yes.
And with greater consciousness.
100%.
And what about creating more impact for other people? How does creating more impact for other people help you improve your money flow?
We are all connected to divine energies which reside deep within our heart. Mm-hmm. And we have been told, don't give too much because if you give too much, then you will be depleted of energy or you will get exhausted. No, that's a lie. That's a myth. The more I'm contributing to others, the more joyful I'm feeling, the more money is flowing through me. So the more you're willing to contribute, the more you are going to feel joyful and you're going to feel connected. You're going to feel the sense of oneness and you'll become an energetic synthesis of being because you connect to your being. Your being is that part of you which has no judgment of anything, which knows that we came here with this body just to enjoy the physical reality, which knows that life actually has no purpose, but we're here to play.
Right. So then how would you explain to someone who's skeptical about the wellness world and they think energy is about woo-woo wellness and probably has not really experienced any form of energy healing? And I would assume if they came to somebody like you, a lot of the concepts would go way above their head. So how would you explain in layman terms how a person who's never experienced any form of energy healing to be able to gain the maximum value from your sessions?
See, it's all about being kind to the people who come to you. If somebody is coming with a completely closed mind, it would be very unkind for me to start blabbering and forcing them to change their point of view. Because please remember this, if people are not willing to change their point of view and you push your energy towards them, they'll lock it even more. Yeah. And in fact, you will harm them. So it's about being gentle with them, understanding where they're coming from, embracing them as they are, not how they should be. And if all of us on this planet Earth begin to embrace people as they are, we can create miracles. So it's allowing them to be with their problems, to be stuck, and creating a presence, creating a space, and slowly allowing them to feel safe. Once they feel safe, because many of us have never felt safe, then they begin to open up and change and smile. So it's sometimes just giving a smile to them and looking with, hey, I honor the divine in you energetically. Just that changes their life.
That's amazing. And I can experience this. I have experienced this firsthand, but I've also witnessed so many of our clients getting such amazing reviews and feedback with your sessions. And what's an interesting story here is that you were one of the first practitioners at Illuminations back in 2011. And you went on this journey. You were working with us probably for 2.5 years. You were back to back, completely booked out. And then you gave it all up. And then 10 years later, about 3 to 4 months ago, you've come back with so much more wisdom.
Yes.
so much more awareness, and a completely controversial, revolutionary approach where, again, you're on a wait list, you're back to back, and people are getting such fantastic results. So I think what I would say is your approach, or your healing approach, is more about, it's not so intellectual, it's more about experiential.
It's energy.
And that's what I experienced. And I think what I gained out of it was the alignment. And I think, we're able to create miracles in our lives the more aligned we are. And what I found really, really interesting was, just by touching parts of my body, you were able to ask me questions about my childhood that a lot of people would probably never even have known.
Yes.
And it's exactly what I needed to hear at that time.
Yes.
And so when you were able to, compassionately ask me if I wanted to release it, and I left the session feeling so much more lighter. And it's not something that I could intellectualize or explain to everyone. It's something that I have experienced firsthand. And so I guess a person would have to come in and experience what you have to offer. You have now been doing a lot of workshops on money. And I think the introduction is money, but you offer so much more. Your I Am Money workshop has had the greatest
I Am
number
Money
of
Joyfully.
Yes, I Am Money Joyfully workshop has had some of the best responses that we've seen at Illuminations in recent times.
Yes.
So if a person wanted to come work with you, I'm sure they'd be able to get in touch with Illuminations. And so any key takeaways from the session?
I just want to mention this, Sonia, that when I left Illuminations, it was a very, very big risk that I took. And I invite people to take this risk in their life, to completely demolish the structure that they have created and start again completely. And I have no words can ever express the gratitude that I feel for you. Almost every day I get up, and when I come to Illuminations, I'm like filled with such gratitude. And I would suggest to everybody that if we can have this gratitude for wherever we are in our life, does not matter how low, wherever, if we just begin our day with gratitude, it's going to push us up, and it's going to take us out of our pit, our depression, and we can again create joy, and we can create money, and we can create abundance. And I'm here to assist and facilitate each one of you and empower you to know what you know, because it's not about me being superior, who knows a lot from my experience. It's about embracing everybody as they are, not how they should be, and empowering them to open up to know everything that they know about energy more than anything else.
So thank you so much, Roopali. That was a wonderful conversation. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in to the Illuminations Podcast. If you liked the podcast, please share it with your friends, and do join us for the next upcoming episodes. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck, take care, and live light.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Illuminations Podcast. We love having you here. It is our mission to be a beacon of light on your journey towards conscious and mindful living. In our weekly episode, we bring you inspiring change makers in the field of spirituality, healing, personal growth, and wellness who share their insight and expertise so you can navigate your way to a happier, healthier, and more purposeful life.